All right, so today we're talking about exploit development. Now, exploit development is mainly from this book here, the Shell Coder's Handbook. And the point of this is to improve the efficiency of an attack. So part of it is fuzzing a server to find a vulnerability. And once you find a vulnerability, it's usually a relatively weak vulnerability, like a denial of service that causes service to crash. And exploit development is improving that, trying to make it a more useful attack. And the main thing you're trying to do is to make it an remote code execution vulnerability. So you can execute arbitrary code on the server, which is much more powerful than making it crash. So we're going to talk about how to do this in three main categories. The first is the simplest, command injection. It is not the most common vulnerability, but it is the easiest to exploit, and it does happen quite frequently, that all you have to do is send up data with extra punctuation marks in it or a special format, and you can execute commands on a server without, so it's just a matter of learning how to format your commands. The most famous example is SQL injection, but you can also have bash command injection or Windows command injection, and we'll try all of them. And then a few others, there are more exotic ones like server-side template injection and PHP FPM command injection are just more ways that various software products allow people to inject commands that are executed on the server. And then we'll talk about binary exploits, which is what most people think of when they talk about exploit development. This is where you have a string going into a server typically, and you have a memory corruption vulnerability. So you're able to put up ASCII characters, which are misinterpreted as commands. Let me mute here. I'll mute, see if that helps. Somebody has joined. Let's see, try muting again. There, that might do it. I muted a few people. Yeah, it seems to get rid of the echo. Anyway, this is the main exploit development thing, the classic Aleph null type buffer overflow, where you're able to put a long string in and trick the server into executing your string as executable code. And then you can do the same thing on Windows. And we'll exploit a product designed to test this vulnerable server, a training product, and you'll see how to do the same attack on Windows that you did on Linux. And that's as far as we're going to go. I have some ARM exploits here, but you pretty much have to give you special hardware to do the ARM exploits, and I don't think we'll get that far. And there's assembly language too. We'll use a little bit of assembly language here, but you don't need to know much to do the basics. So that's an overview of what we're going to do in this topic. Let me stop this one.